I hope you don't mind, I am using my phone because that's just how it's gonna have to be. So here we are. Just wanted to come in here and say thank you to my patrons. Patreon is a great way for me to be able to make content and have the money to do so while we are all basically in a fire escape while everything is falling apart. But yeah, so thank you so much to my top tier patrons, especially because this shout out is not only for all of my patrons, but for those top patrons especially. I know that you guys interact with my work a lot, and I just want to thank you all so much. And of course, thank you to my lower tiers as well. Yeah, just really thankful. Okay, join me on Patreon if you would like to. Okay, bye. If you've noticed, I've taken like a small break kind of away from live action roleplay in the sense of physical LARPs, mostly just because pandemic hit and people are broke and money is hard to get right now for so many people, and it's just kind of a hard time right now. And so I, especially during the pandemic when we couldn't leave, looked for online alternatives for role-playing, such as TTRPGs, RPing in certain video games, things like that. I know if you're watching the things that I do still to this day, you know that I've been incorporating GTA RP into my RP stuff. I've noticed something with roleplay and theater in general, which made me think about humans in general. And I wanted to talk about that because it's very interesting. So with LARP, I noticed there was a lot of drama, a lot of fighting, a lot of bickering, not everywhere as a whole community, but it does happen often, and there is this sort of passive-aggressive pettiness. I'm not dissing LARP, bear with me. Pettiness that seems to follow theatrical experiences, especially when they're in small communities. When I say drama, I mean like pettiness, like petty fights and things, not like serious things that are quite problematic and dangerous. Not those things. Those things are not drama. That's not drama. But in particular, and it's not just LARP, it's in theatrical experiences as a whole. In theater, you know, I graduated with a theater degree. There was so much of it. But then again, our theater department in college was small. And then there's the TTRPG space, and there's always something. Someone's always fighting with someone, or there's something very explosive and dramatic. And again, dramatic is in pettiness, drama that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of your life, things that do not genuinely drama. Mind you, I love these communities. I'm a part of these communities. I like them a lot. They mean a lot to me. Obviously, I've made content and videos about these things, posts, Patreon, all these things surrounding these immersive and theatrical experiences, both experiences, and sometimes the same experience. And even when it came to online roleplay, such as GTA roleplay, there is just so much drama. And I think a lack of care when it comes to these experiences, because I feel like no one nowadays wants to talk about character bleed. And when we bring up character bleed, it's like, character bleed, this is what it is. It just kind of feels like there is an issue with, it just feels like there's an issue with theatrical experiences as a whole. And I think, I mean, I think it has to do with the nature of it, yeah? Because it's drama. Not like drama, but like it's drama. It's drama. It's theater. So it makes sense that there's so much drama. I think that we as a collective should be very aware of things. I think it's very easy to simply blame the nature and the culture of things, which is like drama is so dramatic. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, but when you head a community, or if you are volunteering to help a community, or if you are just a player, whoever, if you're part of the experience, it's kind of on all of us. These communities have something very unique and very different, and that is that they are expressive, they are loud, they are quiet, they are dangerous in a good way, not like a bad way, like a danger. They are dangerous, they are exciting, they are escapes. It's escapism, you know, it's taking you somewhere else and you becoming someone else. Even if it's a self-insert, there are things that you probably wouldn't normally do that you're doing on the regular in this role play. These things kind of made me think humans are very dramatic. And I think I always knew that. I mean, true crime was always a thing I liked to get into, because I'm a people watcher, and so I'd be like, what are you doing? And I just never realized how petty and passive aggressive and dramatic, as I keep saying, we are as people until these experiences. And I always knew it because I've always been in some form of theater, but it didn't really like click until I was like, oh, I did all these other forms of theatrical experiences and it's the same thing. Also, part of it is that sometimes you will have people who are decent people, decent human beings, and then you put them in a room together in a small community, and suddenly toxicity. Where they would never be toxic before, suddenly they're toxic or passive aggressive or like whatever. And it's like, Timothy doesn't act like that outside of this thing. And I think that sometimes this type of fun has like a way of bringing out those unchecked emotions which come with character bleed, and us not knowing how to deal with those unchecked emotions. I know I felt it. When I say this, I'm not saying this like I've never been in this space and been petty or passive aggressive or me too. I am included in the circle of things that I'm talking about. The first step to accepting and acknowledging these things is acknowledging that it's in you too. You know, like you did the thing too. But I think, honestly, we need to push for more safety and not just talking about something and being like, this is how we keep you safe. This is character bleed and what it means and what it does. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Also, by the way, sometimes character bleed can be good, sometimes it can be bad. But I'm talking about like when it's bad. So I do want to say that. Not just saying the problem, seeing the problem and saying the problem's there. How do we fix it? Okay, you say that this is what we do to keep the community safe. But are you doing it? You know? Or as players, it's like, man, yeah, we should really give staff more credit and be proactive and treat them with care. But are we doing it? We're talking about it, but did we do it? We can bring up character bleed in the sense of it being negative. Well, not it being negative, but some of the negative things that can come from it, rather than the good stuff, because again, good stuff does come from it. But we could talk about that. But are we helping it? Are we treating... What are we treating here? Are we treating the illness or the symptom? So I just want to say, I think that it's something that we should think about and be proactive about. I think that we should identify and go forward and keep ourselves in check here. Sometimes we, as humans, we be humaning, and we don't human in the best way that makes it fun for everyone, and we should fix that. Because the point is that we're all here to have fun, right? Right? I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye. You can't hear it, but I dropped the mic literally. Literally dropped the mic. Bye.